When gifts are given freely, then the receiver and the giver both benefit. Signature James Poetry. Hi, and welcome to the Perceptive Readers this week. This Perceptive Readers will not be longer than 10 minutes this week. I know sometimes they go on for 20, 25, 30, even up to an hour. But I just want to share this topic on when gifts are given freely, then the receiver and the giver both benefit. What does that mean? It means that when the giver gives from their heart because they really want you to have something, and then the receiver who also either needed or desired or was pleasantly surprised by the gift, then guess what? Both persons are happy. There becomes an interchange of encouragement even. So from your smile to their smile to right back to your smile, and then your smile goes right back to their smile. Haven't you seen the results of the gift being given? Have you felt the reciprocation of a wonderful, fine spirit of receiving that gift and also expressing the gratitude and thank you back to the giver? You see, it's a wonderful, wonderful experience. And what does that do for anyone? Yes, it is like rewarding the good behavior on both sides. It encourages the person to do even more. Yes, giving and showing appreciation. So with that statement being said, the other expression I want to go along with that is, over the years, popbooks.com now very much highlighted the Perceptive Readers podcast that is on SoundCloud, and James Poetry now. I want to continue to say, and I think by now, if you're a long-time listener to this podcast and read on the website, I do believe you come to appreciate that if I say I'm going to do something or that I'm capable of doing something, I think you very much say, yes, that's true. Now, I admit there's a lot of jokes that go behind certain things. Don't expect me to bench press 3 times my weight or anything anymore. But at the same time, the whole point is upstairs, pointing to my mind, pointing mentally, the thoughts, the creativeness, and everything, and look, and creating new words that you just might have heard from me. It's still all there. For example, I've mentioned quite a bit when it comes to spiritual topics at times that there's just certain things that I won't say or talk about. And yet, if you notice through science fiction, see, you can put it in there. You can put it in there at times. And so that's one of the reasons why I think some persons love science fiction so much, because they've had those thoughts and boy, they just say, I'll put it in this way. But at the same time, I always kept it in its proper space or narrative or experience. And see, and speaking about experience, that is what I'm talking about when it comes to me releasing any book or something that I might create in an audiobook form. You see, there is a true experience that I always have behind it. And it's one of those experiences that, as many authors and creatives and entrepreneurs have said, no, I can't change this any way or that way, because again, this was something that was created between my ingenuity and guess what else? My private conversations with the Grand One himself. You see? So the whole point is, when it comes to creativeness, I say again, that is a gift, like imagination from God himself, saying, show me how you like me. I'm not saying God said it, but you see, that's my whole point. You can see the way that I have a tendency to view God sometimes, if not often, probably a lot. But see, as you heard me express many times again, that God is love. And we've seen examples of that from the way our parents express their love to us as well. And I'm talking in the total sense of the way that God did set up the human family, man and a woman, so a husband and a wife, that once again produces a child through what? The conjoining, you see, of their life forces, if you will, doing once again what? Procreation, sexual relations, if you will. I don't think the parents have to cover up their children's ears, but see, all the same, he gave that process so that not only it could create life, but give immense enjoyment to the giver and the receiver. To the giver, to the receiver. You see that? So the whole point is giving started first from the true God himself. Love came out of the true God himself, which has it in all abundance. And so personalities that we see, it came from the true God himself. And so what type of personalities do you like? Happy ones, don't you? Giving ones, don't you? And did you know, even the good book says, he is the happy God. So overall, see, that's just the way many of us view him. And at the same time, by reading his word every day, it helps us to see the different attitudes and even actions that hurts his feelings. So what does that help us to go on further to do? To say, you have shown you love me. I know you love me. Please help me not to hurt your feelings. At least not on purpose, because once again, I may not be like I used to be, or once again, you see, I used that illustration earlier that people lose their strength over time in different ways, you see. And yet, when you think about it, just like a fine wine, though, as a person ages, they still become valuable, more valuable, like a fine wine. And we want to always appreciate that. So persons may not be able to do as much as what they used to for the grand creator himself. And yet he already knows, he appreciates that. And as you know, I've said many times before, eventually every single person that loves him, and they continue to show that appreciation in that way, they are going to be given the gift of everlasting life. And they're not going to have to be in the spirit realm to get it, of heaven. Some will be there. The majority will be on the earth. And they will have health, perfect health, a wonderful life, you see, a prosperous abundance. All of these things that I'm telling you are faithful and true. It will be fun. It will be enjoyable. Why? Because we are serving a happy God, a God who is love. Thank you for being here on this Perceptive Readers this week. And as always, I just appreciate you caring and sharing. You take good care of yourself. All right? Bye-bye. You have just listened to the Perceptive Readers podcast. Remember, until next time, if you read something that encourages you to improve or enhance your life for the better, it becomes your reality.